Hello, beautiful people. So I'm a little late. I was supposed to get on here at 7 and yeah, I had a friend come into town, and so I'm a little late, but I just wanted to show up because I said I was going to, and I may have to leave after just a short time because my son's coming in on a bus. But I am staying true. Every Friday, this tribe goes live together. So, whether you're coming in to watch it live or on the replay, yes, we do go live as a tribe every Friday at some point. So, someone just came on. Hello. Today's topic is looking at childhood trauma, being an adult child, which means just starting to unravel and unlayer and awakening to some of the trauma we've been through childhood, and how we could pass that on to our own children, and how that was passed on to us, and that how that was passed on to our parents, and how there is a stage where we're pointing the fingers, but really once we get out of that stage, it's really not about um, blame as much as it is just healing, and knowing that everyone's doing their best, and that when we heal our own childhood trauma, when we heal that density, we're actually healing the collective, we're healing the 3D collective, and bringing that more into it toward a 5D collective. um, I've had a pretty rough 12 hours with just having some awareness around some of the trauma that I've been through with raising my own kids. Almost like raising them triggered my own trauma and some of the trauma that I've passed on to them, and that shame and guilt and self doubt, and just it's hard. Let me know if you can relate in the comments, that shame and guilt. um, if you've tried really hard and you are maybe someone that likes to save people, or someone that wants to just help, you're just an incessant helper. That would be me, and that really kind of disempowers people at times. Another habit I have is just getting overwhelmed with not having boundaries, like giving, and then not having boundaries, and then kind of getting so overwhelmed that I kind of just, you know, cry or scream or get angry, or can absolutely relate. Yeah, Emma. Yeah, it's hard. And it's funny because, I don't know about you, Emma, but like how much I'm 50 years old, and how much personal growth and spiritual growth and awakening work and energy work that I've done. And then all of a sudden, here I am facing the interaction I'm having with my 18-year-old, and just facing another layer of my childhood trauma, and realizing he has childhood trauma, which is kind of hard to stomach because I tried so hard to parent consciously, and just realizing how much childhood trauma he's facing and how much blame he's putting on me. And that's okay, because it's making me take a look at something a bit deeper, and it's all okay. But it's definitely a lot to feel. And what I want to say here today is it's okay to feel it. Just because we are on the awakening journey, just because we're raising our vibration, just because we feel like we're on an ascension journey and we are light workers building the 5D reality, doesn't mean that we don't go through um, trauma. Now we have to take a look at it. We have to feel it, feel that shadow, let it come in waves. One of the things that I was sharing on TikTok today was that just because it's coming through doesn't mean it's like a sentence to have, like a bad week or a bad month or a bad year or a bad life. Like, what my dad died 6 years ago. He was only 65. He was my best friend, and what his passing showed me was that you can emote and grieve something intense in like 10-minute increments, and then go be joyful. And so when our trauma is triggered and that's up for us, I'm realizing it's kind of like the same thing. Like, let it come in a wave, Feel that density, feel whatever it is that's coming through. Let it move with tears or laughter or frustration. Just be with it. I was there today. And but let it move and just know you don't have to attach to it and it doesn't have to consume your whole day, month, or year. And that this feeling and moving the energy is helping heal a lineage of generations in the past and in the future. So if you do have children and you're willing to really heal your own childhood trauma, you're starting to heal and switch the energy of what you might have passed on to your child. Ultimately, I wish would have done it before my kids came or like earlier on, but I mean, I thought I was. I thought I probably was clearing up a lot of energetic and trauma then, but it's just seems like an unending well, this childhood trauma stuff. But yeah, Emma, thanks for relating. It's nice. That's why I get on these chats because it's like, it's nice to know we're not alone through this hard stuff. It's nice to know that, you know, some of this awakening and journey, it's humbling. It feels hard. It feels hard to feel so much shame and guilt and try so hard. Seems like there's always another layer to unravel. Yes, it does. Now, one of my teachers talked about that, like the peeling the onion. Here's the next layer, here's the next layer, here's the next layer. And he said, instead of looking at it like an onion, you just peel the next thing, look at it like someone is, those bubblers where you have this tube and someone's blowing and then you have this geometric bubble with all, and you could pop the little pieces of the bubble. That's kind of like all the layers of the onion, right? But something keeps blowing and sourcing those bubbles from forming. So what happens if we deal with the bubbler, the person, the thing, the entity, the trauma that's blowing source, the source of those bubbles? And then like you don't even have the onion anymore. You don't even have the bubbles anymore if you deal with the bubbler, right? The person blowing the bubbles. So I try to like get into that. It's just like, okay, well, here it is again. So what can I be aware of? Right? What can I be aware of that is the deepest root of these feelings? And so when I feel like it's coming up again, one, we can look at it as an echo, like another echo coming through. Maybe it's not as strong and we get to work through it. Or we get to look at what is the true source and root of it. And could we get to it from there? And perhaps that is, I'm not enough, right? So is the bubbler that belief, I'm not enough? And the moment you're really buy into I'm not enough, we really activate those stories again. I don't know, just a different way to look at it. But yeah, the not enough. So one of the practices that I did today was I wrote on my mirror. I love doing mirror work. I wrote on my mirror, I am enough and I love myself no matter what. And it's a really powerful practice to look in the mirror and look into your own eyes and say that. And it's pretty powerful. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you don't believe it, sometimes you don't even want to look at yourself. Um, but yeah, when these things come up, I've started to write in mirrors because you go to brush your teeth or you brush your hair and you're all of a sudden you're faced with the saying, you're faced with the clearing or the whatever, the affirmation. And it's an important space and time to just look at yourself and say something different, right? So um but I guess my biggest message today is like when this stuff comes up, feel it, realize it, release it. Sometimes when we're building like a higher frequency living and stuff, like I don't know about you, but sometimes I can feel like, I should be above or beyond this. I should be living in a different way. I should hold space differently for my kids. And it's just like, I'm realizing that's a bunch of crap. Um, this is the work, like the awakening, the deeper awakening. And like, so you raise your vibration And then the deeper stuff starts to contrast. You start to feel the difference between this high vibration and this that's kind of holding you down like a ball and chain. And so this is what the world's doing right now, right? We're in this great awakening. We're just churning up all this contrast, like the deepest depth of stuff, of density and polarity. It's a great idea. I'll take the mirror, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. It's great. Just getting a dry erase marker and I just, just write whatever. It's a good one. And if you're on TikTok, I really recommend following, let me find her. I found her today. She really talks about childhood trauma. I just love her. Let me see where she is. I really recommend following her. She is My Spiritual Ocean. So go find her TikTok profile, My Spiritual Ocean. And she has some great work about childhood trauma. And one of the things she talks about is, mirror work and I am enough. And it's powerful. It's powerful work. And, it's funny because on TikTok, there's just a lot of people um, talking about childhood trauma, and I'm realizing how prevalent it is. I just thought like childhood trauma was like, the deepest, darkest things in childhood trauma in childhood, but it's not. Like anything could cause it. It's just because from a child's perspective, things can be overwhelming and traumatizing. And as an adult, we would process it differently because we have perspective, we have years of experience. But from a child, and even a young child, like a lot of um, childhood trauma happens like pre-verbal up to like 2 years old. That's usually a lot of the root of it. Um, and so we don't even realize, because to a 2-year old, like something that's not very traumatic or adults don't think is a big deal could be a really big deal to a 2-year old or a 1-year old. So childhood trauma really stems from very young age. So anyway, there's yeah, what my point is, a lot of stuff on childhood trauma. And my work's all about ascension. It's all about awakening. It's about choosing. It's about letting go of the subconscious, outdated past programming. It's about living our highest and choosing our highest self and our highest vibration. So when I come meet up against old childhood wounding and realizing that I've passed this on to my kids, it's like, oh my gosh, it's tough. It's a challenge. But as I said earlier, it's a challenge and it's a wave, you know? Never bypass it. Ride the wave until it peters out and the water goes calm again. And then you float back up with your vibration even higher because you've been willing to see it, realize it, and then release it. And so um, that's the thing. And like sometimes we just have to really let go of those expectations of what enlightenment and ascension and awakening look like. This is what it looks like. It looks like crying all night and picking yourself back up and then realizing this doesn't have to be forever. And it's cleaning up the shame and guilt in your life and the not enoughness even more. The next echo of it's coming. Um, and, when we practice compassion and patience and forgiveness of ourselves, then we're able to do it more fully with others. And these are the things that are creating the 5D reality: compassion, love, forgiveness. We have to be able to do that to ourselves first for us to really fully be able to do that for another human being, a whole race, of people, a whole collective. And so we got to take a look at the hard stuff and still love ourselves. So my son's going to get back on the bus in a few minutes. So I'm going to have to maybe run out to go get him. So I wanted to just offer a little distant sound healing and just on this topic. So if you are feeling any childhood trauma coming up, if you're feeling anything from your parents, if you're feeling anything from your own kids, if you're feeling shame and guilt, you're feeling bad about yourself or not enough, if all that stuff's coming up, um, sit back, just relax. And I just do sound healing through my voice. And just be willing to receive this frequency that's intended to just offer love, forgiveness, and it's all okay. And by facing this and being in this wave, we are making a multi generational and dimensional healing pattern. So, so yay. Yay for us. All right, beautiful beings. So here is a little sound healing, and then I have to go get my son from the bus stop. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, Emma, and sharing. I really appreciate it. We do go live every Friday at some point, and usually I stay on here between a half hour. And it's probably going to go to an hour, but tonight, so some things came up, so just going to do about 20, 25 minutes. So here we go. This is the work. This is the work. I hope that short little sounding helped you come into patience and forgiveness with yourself and some tenacity, perseverance. This awakening and ascension journey just really requires that. All right, beautiful being. I have to go get my son. So I'll see you next Friday at some point. And be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you know what time we go live. And it's just a chat like this and doing some distant healing, coming live as a tribe together. You are so welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in, Emma. And the light language I do has come from just a practice of vocal toning. And I have a new course out called Vocal Toning for Manifesting. And I'll put that in the description if you are curious about it. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Emma. It made me feel really good too to do it. Um, have a beautiful night, and I'll have a new video posting on Monday afternoon. And so thank you. Bye bye.